Oh, here is
representative of the president. A CNN review finds Giuliani
pro bono lawyers. This means lawyers that'll take on a case for you for free if you feel like that. They give you, bring you justice and stuff like that. So, you know, if the United States has my back in any sense, and I need a pro bono lawyer, then hopefully that could happen for me. I don't think it's a tit for tat in that situation. It's like, you seek justice for someone and that's it. You do it for free. That's it.
Since then, he's made millions in speaking fees and security and safety consulting contracts all over the globe.
I missed the segment on the veterans.
Has opened new doors at the top level.
There's a metaphysical control over my birds right now since they're online. So like there's like a Instagram effect, like app Angry Birds or Birds by Angry Birds for to control birds app that's seeking to make my birds make noise and stuff or fly out of the and do that. So it's like, so you always see anybody shame of like, like Tom Toller, you always made a shame of like, not Tom Toller, but high school effects and stuff like that, where people like, you're asexual, you don't need to insist and stuff like that, you're racist and stuff, and you just, mediocre. I mean, locally, I was kind of in the sunset, and locally as well, I was born in Hawaii. So, I mean, for some people that have been here for generations, and maybe a longer generation than me, I'm like, screw you, I mean? I'm like, I was doing me anyway. A lot of the girls that I dated anyway, they didn't like me. They were just hoes anyway. I mean, they were just like, wanted to be just on KTVU, Pat McCormick or something. You know what I mean? And so I need to put up on the case and so, and in general, it's something like, it feels like there's no, it's always like, something like, you feel cornered and stuff like that. Even like you go to your old psychiatrist, and if you don't have your crowbar with you, you and your dogs would have been an incident and stuff like that. I'm like, you know what? I'm like, where does this stuff come from, man? I'm like, and they sit up there, steal your fucking ID, steal your numbers, your serial numbers and stuff. And do stuff in your car, scratch your car up, scratch your motorcycle up, do all kinds of stuff. And not just here, but like throughout life, like in general, you know what I mean? If you're just kind of living life. And so, I'm tired of life, you know what I mean? I'm not saying I'm giving up on life, but I'm saying I can feel when old dogs say they're tired of life. I know that. And so, this is just a story. Well, nobody calls me for anything, you know what I mean? And they did, there's not much to say at this point. It's like, hey, help me out and stuff like that, and there's something that I rather, eternally, but, there's something like that since you're like my life. And so, you don't see yourself picking up all your boxes by yourself, your U-Haul boxes away. The media and law says you'll have to do it, pick up all your, and take your own road and stuff like that. The way you're kind of kicked out, like the way you're kind of like encouraged to like.
Thank you for that.
You say, you take by your lives one by one, you move it out by yourself and stuff like that. That way say, I don't whine, what is that? Because there's no due process on when I can whine. So why is that no due process when I can whine? It's autism podcast. Who, me? Well, I got 1889. I don't know what that podcast will bring. A Sanyo podcast. Anyway. So So what, podcast, so what? So what, Saks Fifth, that brings my mind to Saks Fifth Avenue and that big apparatus they have. Like a statute of limitations. Oh man, we're gonna get you on vacation and stuff like that. I don't know who has my key, man. I don't know where my phone is. I don't know how many times you've been in here and stuff like that. You know, I mean, you just lose. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, I mean, the government says it's okay. I mean, you know, LA said that, you know, what is a podcast to me? You know, something they on kill, big thing that looks like a big electronic box. And people sit around a table, an expensive table, and water glass, and talk about like, I don't know, whatever that makes them feel good, stuff like that. And you know, oh, that's like, and then like,
What are they saying in response?
they saying they go to Cheesecake Factory and they play like blackjack or like the higher ups of blackjack and have no responsibility in the working poverty class whatsoever, and just say yeah, fush out and stuff like that, and like, or they don't even think they say that, and that's it. It's total separation. I believe, because you know, I just see everybody be like, hey, you know, such and such, but Bitcoin's people be like, hey, do this real quick, or hey, man, do this real quick, you know, but never in a and they say you always rely on the Green Beret, you know, that you never see or something like that, and you're like, oh, Green Beret, or you know, the Legion of Honor, the comment that you have, here's Green Beret, man, MRE guy, you know what I mean, or whatever, alright, you know what I mean, so, I mean, but you never get the, you know, that Bitcoin website. I mean, it's like someone asking, oh, you know, hey, you know, you should be a professional prostitute and stuff like that. Be an actual prostitute. You have to say actual prostitute because you're stigmatized in the United States to be like, you know what I mean, you're looked at.
Well, listen, and isn't it risky just also keeping in mind that he or
like, oh, we're just gonna tough teens walk around you and stuff like that, and look at you like you're alienated and stuff, and act like we didn't say it and stuff. You know, 'cause it's easy for you to do. You know what I mean? And because it's easy for you to do. I can see why, because that's one of the genetic reasons I really don't like. I have a little reason for you, and so you know, so I know, you know, like people are Caucasian people don't like that, but that's too bad, because like if you look at the track record, it's rare you see. Well, I guess I get into racist statistics of labor occupational things, and you see certain things, you know what I mean? I'm getting that. It's like you can hold on hostage and be like, yeah, such and such, and now it's gonna be a prostitute and stuff, and mute her and say, oh yeah, stuff, and just and now hold it to be the butter bear of all these chunks.
should get to vote first. Lieutenant Captain says they're not enforcing it. It's time for a change. Let's talk to someone. You know,